Good luck, have fun, everybody. Jaedong versus Marinelord, Game 2. As my computer is attempting to not blow up now as we do this. First game, pretty standard and straightforward from both players. Nothing crazy, nothing cheesy, nothing unbelievable. Just came down to some pretty good solid play by Jaedong, catching Marinelord out of position, deflecting a couple of attacks. And it just shows the importance of having good map awareness and map control. Earlier on, the Hellion pressure that Terrans often like to use to be able to control a map, if that gets shut down, you're left in this really bad spot where you really don't know what's coming at you, and you don't have that opportunity to deflect other little tiny attacks that might be coming your way. Go computer. Computer! I know. Ever since I moved into my new place, for some reason I get bouncing internet connections once in a while. So we'll see if this game is going to be any different. I'm going to speed it up slightly at the beginning just because this game was a bit longer. We have some scouting for proxies. This map is notorious for proxies, though I don't watch enough of Marinelord to know if he does any. Jaedong every once in a while I know will throw in an early spawning pool and go for some sort of attacks and busts. Usually against other Zerg opponents though, not so much against the Terrans that I have seen. In this case, doesn't appear to be any different. This guy's pulled down shortly after his hatch. Nothing crazy. You don't really get the opportunity afforded to you playing against a Terran to go for any type of third hatchery or anything too crazy because of the walls that go up. Playing on some ladder recently against other Zergs, it just seems so often that you're going to get them wanting to go for some really fast speedling, baneling pressure, and if you have a good wall up and some good anticipation, you can generally deal with it just fine. We do have a Reaper out. He's going to be able to see everything that's going on. We'll get back to regular speed. 4 Lings out on the map will help Jaedong push this away. A little bit of duking, but he obviously has got to remain on creep. Actually took a lot more damage on that Reaper than I expected to see. Queen is out now. Queen should be at this one as well. So they're not really going to be able to get too much done. 2 Reapers can take on a Queen, but unfortunately this guy's a little beat up, so he's going to have to wait a while to make sure that's alright. Great positioning here from Jaedong. Has the Overlord in position to be able to scout it. Looks like they will get away though, just barely. And I don't think we're going to see too much damage from them at all. Maybe a little bit of a scout later on. That's actually a pretty close call. So Jaedong sees everything that's happening. Does see 2 command centers coming afterwards. There isn't really that much that a Zerg player can really do about this either. You could go for some sort of speedling, baneling, bust, or an all-in. But if you miss, he's just going to have such huge economic advantage that you really... It's better to you as a Zerg player to just try to macro further ahead. Play even greedier at this point. It is nice if you get a whole pile of Zerglings out to maybe control the low ground, because it's not until enough Hellions come out, or maybe even Widow Mines. We see a tank actually. This is one of the faster tanks I've seen in a while. Looks like he does manage to get 1 drone there that was going to expand. And he just lets those 2 Reapers die. You know, why not? Good Overlord spread out on the map. It can be a little bit risky if Marines go and try to push around. By this point though, I think Jaedong would have expected to see some sort of Hellions on the map. Now that there is not, and he sees the tank, pretty sure it's going to be a bit of a long-term type of play. I think the tank was just something that Marinelord wanted to do because his triple command center got scouted so early. This is going to allow him to be quite safe. I mean, you could technically overrun this with like 50 Zerglings or something like that, but that's not very likely, as we see Hellions coming out on the other side as well. Stim pack started nice and early. Nothing else for upgrades on this side. We don't have Evo Chambers yet out for Jaedong, focusing very much on his macro, but now he has gone up to taking 4 gas. Slayer is going to pop here pretty soon, so we might actually be seeing muta play. Getting a lot of gas started really early. It could be very, very fast mutas. 14 more drones is going to be putting him up to a pretty solid lead. It's very impressive considering there is 3 command centers down here for his Terran opponent. 2 Hellions. Looks like they were a little toasted there by some Zerglings. Got a couple of kills though. want to deny some creep, or maybe just go for a scout. It's only 2 Hellions, so I thought it might be worth as well to just run into the main, see what's coming at him. We do see the Spire as well as the Evo Chambers. It's a bit of a funky move. He's going to use up a little bit of gas to get those upgrades, but he'll be going Ling, baneling, and muta on this map. Right now, Jaedong just wants to protect his creep. It doesn't seem like it's too big of a deal. Creep is free to spread, but it just takes more of your time. Spire's about halfway done. Burrow once again. And if we look at the units in production here, we'll see the Terran catching up here fairly soon. Oh, another big batch of drones, though. Creep spread's going to be pretty important here. One thing that Marinelord's not wanting to do is get anywhere onto position. He's going to be able to get surrounded. Ooh, almost wasn't paying attention there. Good pull back there by, oops, Jaedong. Loses a couple, but nothing too bad. His burrow's almost finished. He is going to try and take care of that space. But it looks as though the Terran player's already interested in taking this bottom expansion. Figured we'd be seeing a 4th base pretty soon. I would feel pretty safe in taking that with mutas behind this. It's only getting a handful at a time right now. The Zergling's actually going to be able to run in. That's a little bit too much. Are they going to get into the main? Pick off 2 Marines. Yeah, and 1 worker. That's pretty effective. That guy didn't get very far. Well, the jig is up about the mutas. It is still worthwhile to get rid of those Hellions for map control. But we do see the missile turrets now going down. Just a couple, nothing too major. Pick off 3 workers there. These mutas are going to help him out a lot. We see this command center actually being evacuated. Doesn't look as though Marinelord feels too secure taking that. Huge lead in supply right now for Jaedong as well. Compared to last game, this feels like a much more comfortable opening for him. Getting up really fast gas, macro hatch in place. Hasn't started his 2-2 yet though. His gas is really his limiting factor right now. Don't think we're going to be seeing too many more mutas come out of Jaedong here. There's a strategy going around somewhat popular for people to just overmake mutas and go for mass numbers. That helps obviously because it's really hard to control that amount of mutas. Most Terrans are not going for Thors anymore. They're relying on their Widow Mines to be able to deflect. The difficulty about committing to mutas is that one big mistake and you can lose a lot of stuff very quickly. Well, it looks like he's still crushing out a few more. He might actually be going for mass mutas here. It's a bit surprising for me. Though there aren't any Widow Mines out on the map right now. He's got 2-2 on the way for his Marines. It's not in a terrible spot here, but he's going to be stuck at home for a while. He won't be able to go for drops. Very likely. These overlords all over the place. If we look at the vision of Jaedong, no drops are going to get by without him seeing it. If we look at the vision of Marinelord,
additional supply depots.
Once again he's in a position where he actually can't see very much. He's very restricted into his base.
Gangway coming through. Armed and ready.
It's pretty funny he's actually killing off Marines with a splash off the rocks. He's getting drilling claws and now finally getting out some Widow Mines. I don't know if he's going to have to get lucky and kill a bunch of these mutas before he's going to be able to really push out. It's just so difficult for him. Look at the near max for Jaedong already. I think this is the only tank that he actually made here. Yeah, he's only got the 1 tank, 6 mines, and then a lot of soon-to-be 2-2 Marines. That's amazing. Oh no. Oh, just grabs him in time. That would have been sick. Still got more of these traps all over the place. Widow Mines are burrowing. Pretty good chunk of banelings here, but this is all the banelings he has. Pretty good little hits there. He's gonna pick off a few medevacs as well. That's really good for him. Sending in, oh boy. Oh dude. Alright, I'm gonna back that up a second. If people notice, what actually killed most of that army was the Widow Mines. Let's just see how this works here. Yeah, here we go. We're gonna slow it down just to normal. Let's take a closer look at this here. I mean, the Widow Mines did obviously kill a lot of Jaedong's units as well, but holy crap, that was big. That was real big. I think there's just enough numbers. Oh crap. Well, that's a pretty good counter Widow Mine hit on that side. Probably been worthwhile for him to do a bit of a run by down here with some Lings. He lost most of his mutas actually in that attack. He's down to 10 from I think close to 30 he had not that long ago. Just drawing out some Widow Mine fire. Jaedong will be maxed here again in a second. He did have a bit of a bank in minerals, though he's about to blow through most of it. Once again, scanning and just kind of getting lucky, I think, with those scans on the banelings. Looks like he wants to try for a drop. He's just so badly pinned in here. But yeah, Jaedong's going to see everything that goes out the other side of that base. Looks like he's going to try to make a move right about 160 supply now. Ultralisk Cavern is on the way. Obviously having the Widow Mine burrow speed helps out a lot. Muta's still at 0-1, so they're obviously getting shredded by these 2-2 Marines here. Gets even more banelings. He's just keeping the creep somewhat in check here. It's going to allow him to maybe push towards getting another base here pretty soon. Fairly impressed that Marinelord's been able to stabilize somewhat at this point. When the Ultras come out though, I don't think he's really going to have an answer. Bit of a supply block there for Jaedong, but he's got 3 Overlords on the way. If we look at the upgrades, 3-3 is going to be finished for the Zerg player, just slightly before it'll be finished for the Terran. Crap. This Widow Mines burrow so fast. No, I'm not too sure if there's really anything Marinelord's gonna be able to do to get back in this. Does have 3 bases that are mining. Yeah. Phew. I think this is the playstyle that Jaedong really enjoys. The mobility of the Ling, baneling, and with all the mutas there. Did super well. Marinelord did make a game out of it, but in the end just a little bit outclassed on this occasion. Thanks for tuning in. We should have some more series from the DreamHack Valencia coming up real soon.